CM 365, all about Carnatic music.
Lord Ganesha is the favorite of many composers, and we see that there are so many songs available on this god. He enjoys the privileged position as he is supposed to actually commence a ritual or any function without any obstacles. So generally we pray to Lord Ganesha before any good function that we are going to do, or for any happy occasion. We see that we do a puja to Lord Ganesha. Even when we are doing the other pujas for the other gods, we begin it with by praying to Lord Ganesha. As for DIkshitar, we see that he has composed an amazing number of compositions, about 27 Kritis on Lord Ganesha. And I suppose he also holds a distinction here as one of the composers to have composed maximum number of compositions on Ganesha. Even while teaching children, the compositions, the first when we start the Geetam, you may be aware that we start with Purandaradasa's Sri Gananatha Sindhuravarna or Lambodara Lakumikara. So that way we see that Ganesha plays a very important role. Coming to the compositions of DIkshitar, we see that being born in Tiruvarur and having lived there, he has actually composed compositions on all the forms. Actually, there are 16 forms called the Shodasha Ganapati at Tiruvarur. So it is said that he composed compositions on all the 16 forms of Ganapati at the Tiruvarur temple there. Of course, whether he composed it deliberately as a set or later it was added together to form one whole group, that is all a debatable thing. But nevertheless, we see that there are a lot of compositions available of DIkshitar on the Ganesha idol at Tiruvarur. Next, we also see that here in some of the compositions, like in Vatapi Ganapatim, he also refers to Tiruvarur as Mooladhara Kshetra. Tiruvarur is known as Mooladhara Kshetra, and we find a reference to that here. And we also see that apart from Tiruvarur, some of the compositions that he has composed on Ganesha are Gajanana Yutam on the Ganesha at Tiruchi, Gajanana Yutam Ganeshwaram, Gajanana Yutam Ganeshwaram, Bajami Satatam Sureshwaram. This is in the Ragam Vegavahini. Then also we see on the Ganesha at Mayuram, Karikala Bhamukam in the Ragam Saveri, Rakta Ganapatim on the Ganesha at Thiruvananthapuram. And then coming back to Tiruvarur, the popular compositions, Vallabha Nayakasya Bhakto Bhavagami Vanchitartadayakasya Varamushika Vaganasya Vallabha Nayakasya. So there is also another composition, Panchamatanga, in the Ragam Malahari. In Malahari there are very, very few Kritis, and this is one of them. Panchamatanga Mukha Ganapati Na Paripalitoham Sumukena Shri Panchamatanga Mukha Ganapati Panchabhutatmaka Prapalchoda Yadikarana Viruchigari Rutranudena Panchabhaktra Shivasutena Panchamatanga Mukha Ganapati. There is another composition, Sri Ganapat Param on the Ganesha at Vaidiswaran Koil. Then one Vinayaka on the Ganesha deity at Kanchipuram. Of course, Vatapi Ganapatim on Tiruvarur is very, very popular, we all know. Vatapi Ganapatim Bhajegam. Interestingly, we see that there are a set of 5 Kritis in the Ganaragam, that is a ragam in which the Pancharatham has been composed: Natai, Gaula, Arabi, Varali and Shri. Whether it is a coincidence, that is a different thing, but very interestingly, when you see here, first for example, Mahaganapatim Manasa Smarami, Nata. Then Sri Mahaganapatiravato Mam, Gaula. Then Ganarajena Rakshi Togam in Arabi. Similarly, we see that Lambodharaya in Varali and Sri Mooladhara in Sri Ragam. He has also used some rare ragas like Ardha Deshi and Chudamani, which have been probably only used by him. And there is one beautiful composition in Navaroj also, Hasti Vadanaya, by him. And there is another composition in Jinjuti, a very small one containing only one line of Pallavi and 2 lines, which is could be called as the Samashti Charana as well. This is a very rare composition, so I thought I'll just render that to you in the ragam Jinjuti. Ganesha Kumara Pahi Mam, Ganesha Kumara Pahi Mam, Gajamukha Ganesha Kumara Pahi Mam, Gajamukha Ganesha Kumara Pahi Mam, Manoratha Siddhidayaka Mama Manoratha Siddhidayaka Mama Manoratha Siddhidayaka Gamapata Tinuta Babashi Guru Gita Gajamukha Ganesha Kumara Pahi Mam, Gajamukha Ganesha Kumara Pahi Mam, Gajamukha Ganesha Kumara Pahi Mam. Here we see that again, even within this just 2.5 lines of a composition, how beautifully he adopts the this thing Swaraksharam in the place. Mama Norada Siddhi Dayaka Mama. There then Gama Pata Dinuta Gama Pata. There also we see a Swaraksharam. So that is the genius of Diksha, that I would say, whether it's a small composition or a big composition, everywhere he actually puts his stamp on the composition and makes it very, very unique.
CM 365, all about Carnatic music.